So who's doing the intro? Me? Hey, what's going on, guys? I don't hear any of y'all though.
We're not talking.
Oh, I was like, okay. Hey guys, hope you're having a blessed day. We have the HiFi, daily HiFi, whatever this thing is, man. Chana, we miss you already, brother.
Yep.
So as always, we got Joe, myself, Aaron. We just like hanging out, talking audio, talking video, home theater and such. Hope you guys are doing well. So what you guys been up to, man?
Joe's closing deals right now.
I have Paul Barton. You want to say hi, Paul?
Hey, Paul, what's happening, brother?
Hi, Paul.
Can you hear him?
Hi. I can hear you.
Yeah,
what podcast are you doing?
Oh, it's the Daily HiFi podcast. But
sorry about that.
Yeah. Anyway, you've been
Ouch.
on. I just wanted. I know he's. Who are you? By the way, who are you? Nah. Anyway, Paul. I'll talk to you in a bit.
All right.
All right.
Say hi to everyone for me.
Will do.
Okay.
All right. Later.
Okay. Bye.
Paul
Joe's
Barton's
flexing on
awesome,
him.
by the way.
Yeah.
And you guys like my phone? Look at this. I remember Don was clowning me about having a pop socket.
Right. What is
So I
that,
added this just in case. You know what I mean?
What is that? Is that Gangster Joe or is that a girl?
It's like a little
braids?
LOL doll.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how I roll
cute.
now.
All right.
That's
You know what I
cute.
mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you right there.
Hey, you do you, Joe.
Yeah, you do you, man. You do you. Whatever works.
I don't think I'm gonna hit pop sockets, man.
No?
Pop
Oh,
sockets
man.
are weird.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Hot pockets are awesome though.
I wasn't expecting that intro. I'm like, who's doing it? And they're like, you. I'm like, what?
That's right.
Yeah.
Girl
Caught me off
dad.
guard, man.
Hashtag girl
dad.
dad.
Yeah, I think he's busy tonight, so is
Oh,
he
he
gonna
was.
pop in later? Or
I heard he was partying yesterday. I heard there was like a video
Uh-oh.
that got deleted where they're all partying.
oh, funny.
Yeah,
video
Shane,
got deleted.
FOMO.
Yeah, I
Who
saw.
else was there? Be the Installer probably was there.
I saw B. I saw FOMO's picture.
Whisper
who's
Status
the
probably
other
right
guy?
there.
Who was
Whisper
the other guy
Sta-
that was standing in between them?
Who, the big dude?
Yeah.
Whisper Status.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
You missed out on the world's largest paper cup. That's right.
Oh, funny.
He asked me I think he asked hey, what's over there in Riverside, like in this area? I'm like, there's nothing going on, and he looked it up and it said world's largest paper cup.
Funny.
So,
Ike said B had the video up, so I missed.
oh, it was
So it got pulled.
yeah.
I
What
don't
was
know.
happening over there?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Was Shane wearing? Oh no!
I've been a little busy.
I said, why is he wearing pants? I saw he's wearing pants. I'm like, what is going on here?
so. Get a couple drinks, they may come off. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Never know, man. A wild walk on the wild side.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Take a walk on the wild side.
So we're just gonna hang out today. If you guys have any questions, we can go over it. I just released my video of the BenQ V7050i, which
Yeah.
What is
Michael,
that?
you've
I have,
what is
man.
that?
Yeah,
Dude,
what is
I
that?
love-
Tell us all about it.
I loved your B-roll on that, man. It looks so good. Like
Thank
literally,
you.
The quality on that projector is pretty cool. Like definitely,
Yeah.
they've come a long ways, even over the past year or two that we've reviewed. Because you've had the Vava, I've had the Vava,
Yeah.
several other ones. The
I'm always
Epson.
excited when there's like innovation or an advancement, like significant, where you're like moving from the old Vava because they have a new one, the Vava
Yeah.
Chroma,
Right, correct.
to this. It's like, wow, that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
So what is it, Aaron? It's an ultra short throw projector.
Okay.
Those ones where like if you have you can't use a wall. It has to be a projector screen.
Yeah.
Because it shoots up like from about 8.5 inches away,
Really-
some
really
8.7
steep
inches.
angle. Probably like 45-degree angle that it hits the screen. So it's a
Right.
special screen that actually the light, when it hits a screen, instead of bouncing up to your ceiling like this, it angles that light right to your eyes, and it rejects any ambient light.
So
Yeah.
summary is it's a projector, except because they're using a laser light engine, because they're very bright, because the screen is a ambient light rejecting screen, special type of screen. It's the closest thing that you can get to a TV, but be 100 inches.
Right.
Right. So
That makes sense.
Usually
it's
up
kind
to
of
like
like
120, I think, is the max that they run now.
so it's getting real close to that level. Like, all right, well,
It's
the
looking
lights
good.
are all on, the windows are open, and I can still see this thing. Yeah,
There's a couple things that to me make ultra short throws like a challenge. You've got this pretty big box that goes typically where you put your center channel. And so it's like, okay, where do I put my center channel? You know, if you put the center channel under it, sometimes it makes that projector too high. So now you got
Right.
to mount your screen even higher. So there's that challenge. And the other big thing for me, because I like 2.35 and 2.4 to 1 or 2.40 to 1
Aspect ratio.
aspect ratio.
Hey, I got a home theater
Hey,
thing.
there you go. Hey, that's awesome. There's not a way with those to be able to switch that. So it's just always 16:9. So you'll always have the gray bars on top and bottom versus being able to be able to zoom in and save those presets. So those are a couple little challenges from that. And, you know, setups a little bit kind of more finicky and challenging.
You said the center channel thing already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
an
like
issue.
the biggest thing.
So do you guys seeing that being like the wave of the future where people aren't using rear mounted projections anymore?
So I think this is a fantastic option for those that are wanting to have a bigger screen in their living room that has a lot of ambient light, and you know, they don't want to climb up in the attic. They don't want to have a pole in the middle of their living room. This definitely is more decor related. You know what I mean? It like fits. And so I think it's a great option. And
so what do you give up then? You got to give up something, right? So screen size probably one of them, but do you give up picture quality?
That's what Joe's saying. It's like this thing's pretty dang good.
Sharp, so they're super sharp. Good color volume, right? Meaning it's up to, you know, they have a percentage of DCI-P3 or Rec 709, and there's a percentage, and it's up there. Like if you were to watch this, especially with the lights off, somebody might think it's a TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Right. But the downside, it's not, black levels aren't on the same level as an OLED TV, where it's just perfect black. No, it's not. It's not on that level.
Nice.
Not even on JVC level, right? So Michael has a great projector, but the lights have to be off, right? Is there no way that you could run lights on with your JVC, Michael?
No, not at all.
Really? That's interesting, because I was looking at JVC projectors recently.
So here's the thing with JVC, they're more concerned about color accuracy, contrast, and black levels. So that's like their focus. So when you start throwing in this massive light cannon and you're outputting 2,500 lumens, you sacrifice those other three. So they're like, you know, we would rather have a dimmer output, less lumens, because typically ours are going to be in a controlled environment, light controlled environment, dedicated theater room, something like that, versus the ultra short throws are almost opposite. To me, if you've got a dedicated theater room, put in a regular projector.
Yeah, okay.
If you've got a living room set up or maybe a bedroom set up, I think these ultra short throws are a pretty cool option. And they're a lot cheaper. I mean, think about it.
Okay.
What's the BenQ? I forgot.
$34.99. Not cheap. Not cheap.
So you got 3,400 versus 8,000. Okay, it's half the cost. You know, so
well, how much is a 100-inch TV? Like a TV? I think I saw $25,000.
Yeah. I mean, they're still way. Yeah,
I could never spend that much money on a TV that's that large, because I think immediately, like in a year,
3 years, it'll be
it's
like
probably in half. You know? That's just crazy. That's the people who buy stuff like that are the ones that are paying for the trickle down technology, is what we call it in car audio. Like you always had like the highest end. Alpine used to have the F1 receivers. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but that was the highest of the highest end. It was like $3,000 just for a head unit, right? And then the idea was that 2 or 3 years later, maybe not even that long, that technology would trickle down. Right. So we'll let the rich people pay for that stuff.
Yeah. You know, I think the sweet spot's probably going to be when they start to go down to like 2,000, 1,500. Now you're like, hold on a second. Should I get the TV or should I get this thing?
Yeah.
All right, because let me show you something. Chris Wyndham, thank you for the super chat. Ultra short throw or OLED 83 or 85 LED. So OLED, better black levels.
Yeah.
LED, probably super bright, right? But they have glare sometimes, and you got to hang that thing. Imagine dealing with that.
Yeah.
That thing is not going to be fun to put up. And then one thing people don't realize is like 83, 85 inch, right? Let me just show this
You doing a
Chrome
comparison?
tab. Here's what people don't understand. It sounds similar in size,
Yeah,
but it's
see,
not
look at
similar.
that.
So
Oh no,
here's
it's a big difference.
120 inch, and this is 85.
Yeah.
That thing, like, it's not the
Because
same.
you got to remember, it scales both horizontal and vertical.
Yeah.
You know, when you're thinking diagonal, it's like, okay, we're getting taller and wider at the same time. So
yeah, it's a different
okay.
experience.
So Chris has a good question here. He says, how much is a screen? Some of these projectors are now bundling the screen with it, which is kind of cool.
I would say all in, you're probably gonna likely spend like around $5,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So still not cheap.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's still not at the point where it's like, oh yeah, for sure, just get this.
No brainer. It's not. It's I don't think it's at a no brainer part yet, but as Joe said, probably as technology advances, stuff gets cheaper, and so when it starts getting around 2,000, maybe 3,000 total with a screen, I think people are going to be like, hey, is this a viable option?
Off-axis viewing is awesome. Yeah, it's not like a typical,
Yeah, it doesn't get dark. It doesn't get dark when you start kind of veering off to the side.
So interesting stuff. I'm very excited about that. And also, I think one of your questions earlier, Aaron, was, is this like who's it's kind of targeted towards? And I would say, imagine a person who'd normally get a TV and a sound bar. Because it's a projector, you can actually put bigger speakers in there, and it has more volume to. It actually sounds more like a sound bar. Like just the projector itself sounds like a sound bar.
Not a very good sound bar, but
not a great sound bar. But
the projector has
versus a TV
speakers
though?
into it. Right.
How about a TV?
Yeah, I know, and to me, it's kind of like that. I mean, at least they're facing you and not facing the ground.
Yeah, or the wall that they're mounted toward.
Right.
Yeah, those are the best.
So they probably are a step up above TV, but they're not like amazing. Even the ones that say they have a little subwoofer in them.
Well, how about this? For everybody here has a projector setup. Wouldn't you say though, for the folks who don't have a projector setup, when you go like when it's a movie night and you turn off the lights and you turn on your projector and you see that, what size is your screen, Aaron?
Like 120.
120. It's a different experience, right? Than watching on a TV. Regardless, like picture quality is not as good. It's
right.
Something about it.
It feels
like
cool.
You're at the movies, yeah.
It feels cool. That's it. That's a tagline.
It's true.
Projectors. They feel cool.
Yeah.
They feel cool. Yeah, that's trademarked.
And I've said that even with the 85, I had somebody give me an 80, I think it was an 82-inch screen TV. They just gave it to me because they didn't have the space and they didn't want to store it. And so I brought it home. At that time, I only had a 103-inch in the theater room. So I put that in the living room. I'm like, oh, cool, man. This would be nice having a TV. I think we watched one movie maybe on it. And I always wanted to go in the theater room and watch it.
Yeah.
So like really from 82-inch to 103-inch, it was that much difference. I'm like, man, why would I go to an 83, 82 when I've got 103? It's more immersive. It scopes, so it's super wide. So to me, you're right. I think the big screen, I would rather have that than a smaller, deep, dark, inky black, from an OLED.
Well, and blacks are cool for in the bedroom when it's like nighttime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. So do you guys host like Super Bowl parties or football game parties and stuff like that? I mean, did you before COVID, obviously?
Yeah.
Not yet. This year, I'm hoping to.
Okay.
That's because I've got an outdoor system now. I've got a TV outside. And
you live in Florida, so that definitely helps.
Yeah.
You're not like Michigan or something where it's freezing cold. Yeah. Well, I asked because, we don't really have parties, but we'll have family come over, watch the Super Bowl and big Alabama games when Alabama plays Auburn. People will come over here. My in-laws come over and we'll watch that. And it's fun like that. So that's the other aspect of having a huge, basically a huge TV, if you want to call it that, because dude, anybody can sit anywhere. You can sit on the floor. You can stand up in the back. We had a birthday party for my daughter a few years ago, and all the parents went upstairs and were watching Auburn play football.
But the lights have to be off, though, right?
No, like not my theater, but my theater.
Game.
Yeah, right. I mean, it kind of depends, but in my theater, it's all blacked out too, so that definitely helps. If we had like light coming in from the side windows or something, that would be different entirely. But there's nothing to wash it out.
So like if I did
we can flip the lights on.
I would put like the rear lights on because they're on a different dimmer. So I could put those like 10% or 20%, so you could still see in the room.
Right.
But it would, I mean, I wouldn't put my arch lights right directly over the screen because that would just completely wash it out.
So that's ultra short throw. You could keep all the lights on, windows open, and you're just like, who cares? Just it's a TV.
Yeah, it can be broad daylight. This window could be just, wide open like that, and that image looks still great.
It just begs the question naturally is, at what point will something like that eclipse? Because it's a whole lot easier. Will something like that eclipse a rear projection? Or will it? Will the market? Will people like us ever let it get to that point? Because we had the snobbery going into it, thinking, well, or something like that can't be good as a rear projection. So we're going to keep spending money on rear projection.
I think the secret will be when they can figure out how to allow you to have a center channel. Yeah. So it may be something where it's like ambient light rejecting screen, but also acoustic transparent, where you can have a speaker behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
It might be
that would
something
be helpful.
like that.
Sure. Yeah.
This is a good question though, real quick, is HDR less impressive with projection? In my experience, yes, because I'm using, less expensive like BenQ projectors. And even this one's the brightest projector that I have, but still it's I think to get real HDR, like impressive HDR, I think you have to go with LED or OLED, something like that. Michael, how about your JVC though? HDR impressive or?
See, so here's where it gets a little tricky with me. I don't have anything to compare it to. I don't own a TV. I literally have my JVC. That's it. So there's no TV in the living room. Now my kids have a TV in their bedroom, but I don't ever watch it in there.
Okay, well, your phone's OLED, right?
No, well, I don't know.
If you have an iPhone, it's probably OLED.
iPhone 12?
Yeah, I think it's OLED.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, like, it's like if you watch something on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch movies and HDR on there, so.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that
less
I would think
impressive.
that a TV you would be able to get better HDR. The other thing is there really isn't a projector that does Dolby Vision. So if you like Dolby Vision and you like that format, that's another thing you're not going to get actually with well, can you get that on some of the ultra short throws?
What? Not that I've seen. Dolby Vision?
Okay, I couldn't remember. I was thinking that the Hisense might have that.
This might lead into something else, but yesterday, so HDR, is it less impressive? On my regular lamp-based projector, I think it's like 2,500 lumens, something like that. Dedicated theater, lights all off. I was watching The Matrix, the original one.
Oh yeah.
Right? And it was just standard SDR. And then on HBO Max, they have a HDR version. And like everything's just like more reddish and more vibrant, but darker. And so I was like, you know what? I think I like the SDR version better on my projector. Now maybe on a TV, I would prefer the HDR one, But anyway, you guys see that new Matrix?
Oh yeah, dude, I am on board. Bring
You're
it.
on board?
It looks good. Just the cinematography looks excellent. Yeah. I'm
Don't
pumped.
mess it up. Don't mess it up.
So I'm watching. I'm like, are they rehashing it? Well, I'm worried that they're going to rehash the first one, but surely they're going to throw in some things there, to throw us off. Because it's like, oh, take the red or the blue pill. Oh, you don't realize that you're the Matrix. But then I'm also watching that trailer thinking, okay, how long is this movie going to be for them to really do the whole intro and really do it proper justice,
and
rather than
bring
just
in new people too to the story.
Right. Because I don't like when they do that with movies like the Justice League. Before the Zack Snyder cut, I hated all the DC movies. They're garbage. I don't care what anybody says. They're garbage. Yeah. But
typically
the Zack Snyder cut was awesome. It was 4 freaking hours long, but it was like I didn't even care because it was so good. They did a great job of developing the characters and introducing them into the series. And I thought, man, if they'd have taken this as the original and split it into 2 and released them a few months apart or something like that, I'd have been all for it. But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about this new Matrix, man. Lawrence Fishburne. No Lawrence Fishburne. You see that?
Yeah, they said they didn't. They said he didn't. He wasn't even asked.
What?
Oh, really?
What's that all about?
I didn't.
I'm watching yesterday. I watched some of the beginning parts. I'm like, you need this guy. This is a dude.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of. I did see where somebody. I don't know if one of you guys sent that to me or not, but I saw where somebody said something about what if Lawrence Fishburne is like the character from the John Wick, but he's in that movie somehow. Like as an alternate. They don't really think it's going to happen, but it's like it's an alternate reality. Like how awesome would that have been?
Oh, what if he pops in? What if he pops in and it's like a secret?
Yeah,
At the end. I hope I
They
don't
won't.
know.
They won't. They won't
No?
leave that a secret. Nah.
I don't know. Well, it's like the whole Spider-Man
Oh yeah.
Far From
Yeah.
Home. No, God, what's the new one? My mind went blank. Anyway, the third Spider-Man they're coming out with.
Spider-Man. Oh no, I'm thinking of the game.
It's not
Spider-Man
far.
2.
There was Homecoming and there's
Not home yet.
is it Far From Home? Somebody in the chat's got
I
to
don't know.
know this.
Let us know, guys. Spider-Man. What's the new movie?
Better be edited into it. Yeah. Somebody can
Yeah.
just do one of those
No
deep
Way
fakes
Home,
and
he
just put them
says.
in.
No Way Home. That's it.
Appreciate it,
No Way Home.
homeboy.
Yeah, Homeboy's on it, man.
He's got it, dude.
Homeboys on
Yeah.
point.
That's why we need y'all in the chat, man.
We got
That's
some
exactly
awesome
right.
folks in here. Snoots,
Straight.
Byron's
some.
always in here. We got Chris is always supporting. Thank you.
Yes.
Wonder if you could rent a UST to see if you like it.
I don't.
I mean, you can, but it wouldn't be the official way. It's
Yeah.
a way that like Michael would definitely not endorse.
Yeah, I was about to say. I thought you were going to say I would.
It's the way that Joe. It's the way that Joe would have done it a couple years ago.
Whoever trademarked RTS, that might
Yeah.
be the way.
Yes.
It would be.
I didn't trade that trademark.
It would
that.
be BTS, but it would be the first word would be
Borrow
borrow.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
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 Borrow it for
Hey,
a period of time.
Here's my thing, right? I would say buy one if you have the intention of keeping it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, if you're like, okay, if you're just wanting to do it for fun, it's not really the ethical thing to send it back to the manufacturer because now they've either got to refurb it and sell it for less or sell it used or whatever. So, but yeah.
What if you're
I mean,
what if you're like 70%
Look at
set on
Joe.
keeping it?
I don't know
What
if
if you're
we need
like,
to get
what's
into
the
this
number?
here.
I think if you,
People are going to start judging us.
I think that if there's a pot, or here's the difference. It's the intent going into it. If you have the
Right.
intent that, you know what, if I like this enough, I'm buying it. Totally cool with that. Totally cool with that. But
But if you buy it,
if you're going, man, I just want to see what this thing's like, just to experience it, start a YouTube channel, you know, and start growing that. Then you can ask companies and they'll send it to you. So
What if you're like, I might return it, I might keep it. Like you're just like you're
Yeah.
half
if you're
and
not
half on it.
sure,
hey,
I think
Half
if
and half. I think that's fair.
I
that's the
think
way I think.
if you know that you're not keeping it absolutely, then that's not cool.
That's shady.
Yeah, that's I don't know if I like that, but yeah, whatever.
Hmm.
I'm not judging anybody
Next
who does
topic.
it.
Next topic. Next topic.
So we know what Ike does.
That's funny.
Oh no! At least I didn't get Z's. You know, if I would have got some
Yeah.
Z's, I would have been like, oh no.
Yeah.
I don't
Hold
think
on,
we've never gotten Z's in the chat.
Oh,
I don't
please,
think,
no.
right?
No, I've been told that I was
You
a
guys are
fourth
wide
wheel
awake.
before, but I'm not petty or anything like that. So
That's funny.
Ike said something way earlier on, and I'm trying to find it.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Well, I can't. I don't know how to. I don't have the ability to do
Oh,
that.
okay.
I
What
don't
did he
think.
say? I'll find it.
I'm trying to find it. It was up toward
It's
the
not
top.
very good.
You briefly showed it. Oh,
I'm
are we
all the way up top.
are we really explaining UST to Aaron?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say, you think you're funny, don't you, Ike? Is that a joke about my sock size, Ike? Explaining
this?
ultra short throws?
How about this though? How about this? There was one from somebody asking about a Bic subwoofer. Did you see that one? I said that I'd
no, I
ask
did not.
you.
I think
Okay.
somebody's got one of those in for review, right?
Yeah, I think somebody does. Yeah, I think
got a
that-
couple,
Where is
couple subwoofers in for
I
review.
got
There it is.
yeah,
Found it.
got a couple
Found
subwoofers
it.
in for review.
Maybe
What do
little
you guys think
No, kinda in the
about Bic
works.
subwoofers?
Yeah, I haven't
You
heard
didn't
it.
say anything. Have you even heard?
You know,
have you
no, I haven't
listened
even
to it?
powered them on yet. No, I have
Oh.
not. I haven't had the chance. But I will say I owned a big subwoofer over 10 years ago. That's probably been 13,
I don't
14
like
years
the
ago
look of
now.
them.
Yeah, the one I had was hideous, and it was a big foam surround, so it looked super cheap. But it was I paid like $150 on Amazon for it way back in the day.
Byron, why you hate? I feel like he's hating on Bic subs with
They're
all the
Bic
question
subs?
marks.
Derek
Like Bic
says he's got one.
subs. That's how I took that one.
Come
Like
on, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know.
It's not good to have the same name as like the cheapest pen.
I'm thinking the Bic. Isn't there a Bic
Bic
razor?
razor.
too?
Yeah, Bic razor. Like it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the throwaway razors, right? Throwaway razor,
Right.
throwaway pen.
Right.
Throwaway subwoofers, you know. I mean,
I know. That's kind
get a couple low bass notes, you got to buy a new one.
That's
It's
right.
like, yeah, go on to
Bic
Amazon.
lighters.
and search
See,
for
yeah,
Bic
yeah.
lighters.
Look,
Big pencils, yeah.
Yeah. So they
See?
probably could have picked a better name.
Yeah, no, so I've got a big F12 in for review along with about five other subwoofers. Joe sent me one. OSD. Was it
OSD.
Travoce?
Travoce 12 DSP is the one.
Yeah,
they
that
have.
one looks
cool.
good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about seeing that one. So anyway, I figured it'll probably take me about a month to do that review because that's a lot of speakers to test, man.
Yeah.
And I've got to put them all in the house, and people are going to be like, "You didn't listen to them," so I'm at least going to put them in the house and make sure they don't just flabber in the wind or go.
Sounds like a fish out of water.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen these? Hold on, let me find
This
it.
one guy's got this cool new test. It's like a 16 hertz sine wave, I think.
Oh yeah, I heard if you do that though,
might want to try that. Does
I don't know though.
warranty?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, but luckily I pay for all these myself, so I don't really have to. I don't have to worry about companies getting mad at me for blowing their stuff up. It's just my own money.
So BIU, man.
Oh, it's the joke. What joke? What did I miss?
I don't know.
Did I miss one? I hear those lighters. Those are lighter than this one. He's on the big train. I wanted to show you guys the best name that I've found in. Hold on a second. Let me find it. Have you guys seen the Bic America Eviction Series?
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness! Hold on a second.
Is it a Netflix show or what?
No.
Yeah, this is kind of weird.
Look. Here, let me see. How do I share? Usually it's Chana that's doing all this. Share screen, Chrome tab. This right here. Like.
What's going on
there? The Eviction Series.
I did see that because I saw the subwoofer and thought, "What the heck is that?" Yeah,
that's hilarious. It's like saying like if you use these speakers, you're gonna get evicted.
Yikes! In an apartment.
They're the Eviction Series.
That's like the Klipsch tagline of pissing the neighbors off since 19 something something.
Sure. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of those Sherwin Vegas. You remember those?
Yeah, they do. They do actually.
Yeah, that's funny.
What's up with this? Everybody's raising prices, right?
Everybody. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean we've gotten emails from companies from Marantz and Denon and Klipsch. I mean they're all being hit. JTR. I talked to Jeff and it's like he doesn't want to increase prices, but his distributors that are sending him like the woofers, they're going up 20%.
And the reason is what exactly?
I think it's because of I don't know if it's the parts are hard to get right now because of all the COVID stuff. But I mean, it's literally, I mean, think about lumber's gone up, skyrocketed. Lumber's twice what it used to be maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah.
That's kind of extreme.
Right.
And so we're just seeing like everything in kind of even in the world is going up. And so as a result, if these companies are going to stay in business, they've got to increase it, So chip shortages, that's a big part for electronics. Absolutely.
Yeah. Chip shortages.
There's just all kinds of underlying, just that. Think about this too. The flow of the normal from the design, receiving the components and the building of that's all been slowed down. Not to a halt, but very, very slow. So that's got to impact the overall cost of these things. So it kind of stinks, but that's just where we're at right now. Hopefully, in the next
unfortunately,
years,
that's the way it is. Yeah, I mean, even
absolutely, man. We were kicking those Sherwin Vegas. I used to work at Circuit City, and we had some Sherwin Vegas. So yeah,
Kenwood. I remember the Kenwood and the Pioneers from back then, man. Just everything back then was just a big rectangle with like a 12 or a 15-inch woofer, a crappy mid-range, and like a bullet tweeter or something, or a billet tweeter. Yeah.
So I'm gonna show my age. So back when I was in high school, my graduation gift, because I loved home theater and stereo and car audio, is my dad bought me it was the Sony detachable face, because we actually thought that people were going to break in our cars if they could see the face. So I would take the face off, put it in this little case, stick it in my pocket, and go to school with it. Of course, I'd show all my friends, look at my new thing. It was a $400, CD player, which was a lot for my family because my family didn't have anything at all. So for my dad to spend that kind of cash was like a huge blessing to me. But I remember that, man. That was a Sony detachable face, dude.
Detachable face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Press the button.
Yeah. It pops off.
And then you go to put it back on. It takes like half an hour.
It was cool.
You do this.
How many people really just took it and then put it in the glove?
Yeah, I did after a while.
Or in the side pocket, the side door pocket.
It's like, okay. Like anybody's going to break in knows you probably have it in there.
It's somewhere in
Yeah.
the car. Just start
How
looking.
about the ones where you have to take out the whole thing?
Oh yeah, the pulled in
Oh
ones.
my goodness.
Man.
Yeah.
I forgot
They
about that.
they disconnected out the back automatically
Yeah.
when you pulled them out. Yeah.
What are you supposed to do with that? You carry that around?
Dude,
Out in the
the
trunk.
market for that kind of stuff is crazy though. Like people, our age will be like, "Oh, I'm nostalgic for those," so they'll go on eBay and pay. I mean, relatively speaking, good money for those that are in good condition.
Sure.
It's
I would
crazy.
laugh if I saw somebody carrying one of those.
I want boom boxes to come back, like
Yeah.
LL Cool J style.
How about some
problem is
boom boxes with like really good sound though?
Most people don't even go outside anymore, man. So
That's Bluetooth.
what good's that
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah,
You know?
that's true. Retro
Oh,
market
man.
is huge. Retro market is inflated, is what it is. All these video games going for over $1 million. Crazy stuff.
I doubt there's going to be 2022 model AVRs.
So this is in response to Eric's
Oh.
question. He says, "When is
Yeah.
the new 2022 Denon AVRs coming out? Any chance?" I'm thinking Oro 3D
Yeah.
trickling down to the X3800. I haven't heard anything as far as when they're coming out. I don't know if you've gotten anything, but typically they'll send us out press releases when they are kind of working on that, but I haven't gotten anything yet.
What are the chances that it's going to look exactly the same?
I think it's going to be high probability. I keep telling them, I'm like, man, I love your stuff, but give us something new. Change up the design at least a little bit. My goodness. Because literally, all right, if you backed away far enough where you couldn't see the model number, it would be probably really difficult to determine,
yeah.
all right, which is this model and which is this model,
Yeah.
until you get real close and go, oh, okay, that's a 6400 or that's a whatever.
What is he saying over here? I'm a youngin. Had to have, what is this?
So you're a youngin. Had to have a Benzie box back in the day. I don't know what
I
that
don't
is.
know what that
Steals
is.
Steal your radio and a Benzie box.
Yeah,
Was
you
it
gotta
kinda
let me know what that
like
is.
Is that like a safe maybe that they put the radio in? A Benzie box.
I don't know. But this doesn't look like a youngin to me with all this white.
Yeah,
Aaron, do
you're
you have
still-
white? Yours is not white at all? What's going on over
still
here?
You're still the young in the bunch, though, man.
No, I'm
Mike-
good, bro.
Michael, if you grew yours out, what color would it be?
White, probably. I don't know.
How long you been rocking salt and pepper?
25.
So okay, so yeah, I
Mine-
figured
mine-
that started early.
Mine started right here as a wisdom patch. I
Oh,
always said, okay,
yeah.
my wisdom patch, and now it's like a wisdom pasture. It's like the whole thing. So
A wisdom pastor.
pasture.
No, but pastor.
There you go. Hey, I like that too.
There you go.
wisdom pasture. That's good.
Oh man.
It's like a box for your Benzie. Okay.
All right.
So yeah.
We have a question
Like
here.
a vest for your Jimmy in the city of. I'm gonna say it. Okay.
What tower speakers would you guys recommend, by the way? 1500 to 2500 price range.
None of them.
No, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Now for a
2500?
pair,
Is he actually?
Well, it's
Yeah,
good
is that
thing,
for a pair?
probably.
Yeah, probably. Good thing Chana isn't here because it'd be like full cow.
Focal.
It'd be
Yo, yo, yo.
Hit me up in the chat. I'll hook you up. Good price.
I've got these 30 pair Focal right behind me. They're all
Hey.
full range Focal too.
We
It'd
got
be
them in
like-
stock.
Hey, Ike, just hit me up after this. You
After
know,
the show, man.
after the show, I got something for you.
Oh.
Yeah. But you know what? Actually, those Focal, so I don't get anything, but I've heard those Focal Coras,
Yeah.
820, I believe they were. And they sounded I thought they sounded really good. And they look cool, and they're
So Ike is balling. He says 15 to 2,500 each.
each.
So now that you look at a whole lot of opportunities.
All right, where do you go?
Talking, when you're talking 5Gs? All right,
Where do you go for 5Gs? I guess you have to also say, is it just for 2-channel, or are you gonna set up a home theater based on those speakers?
I think you said just 2 speakers, right?
Because if it's
going
just
for
2
that.
speakers, then
Yeah.
you know, I haven't heard them all.
Yeah.
But a lot of people seem to like those KLH.
I always
I
tell
haven't
people, look, you really, as much as possible, you need to try to hear the different brands that are out there, because it's kind of, people always want to know, well, what's the best speaker for this?
Mm-hmm.
And they throw out a number, and I'm like, really? I mean, I can't tell you what your ears like. You know, I
Well,
can't.
the problem is there's so many. Like I can
Yeah.
tell you the ones that I've tested and the ones that I've liked with that
Yeah.
range, you know,
Yeah.
but it's like there's so many that I'm still curious about.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know where to start.
I see,
Oh,
like
well.
they're
LCR.
throwing out things right now. The KEF, B&W.
I mean, Kef's a good brand. I don't know
yeah.
about B&W,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I've
Kef
had some B&Ws that I
R11's out
really
of it.
liked. You know, there were some older ones.
Yeah.
The DM604 S3s, I really liked them. Now you couldn't crank them super loud or they'd start to distort.
Yeah.
But they had a nice sound, nice full bottom end at kind of low to mid volume. See, they're throwing Polk Legend. I mean, there's Bowers
Dude,
Wilson,
the JBL
704.
HDI 3600
Yeah, there's a lot
might
of
be
stuff.
worth checking out for home theater. The
Yeah.
3800s those things were legit, dude. But the crazy thing about JBL stuff and that I'm finding is that they had their enclosures tuned toward the higher end, so you have to run a subwoofer now, and that's fine. They may be assuming that you're going to so they may be going with that tactic of we're expecting you guys to run a subwoofer. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade off low end sensitivity, or we're going to trade off low end output with sensitivity and or just higher dynamic range. And then that's fine as long as you're aware of that. Yeah, the 3800s are $2,500 a piece, and those things will freaking hammer.
Sure.
You'll give up way before those speakers ever do. I can guarantee you that.
Even things like kind of some not off-brand but lesser known brands like Power Sound Audio.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can get a pair of those in for about $5,000.
How do they look though?
They have a similar look to.
They look like pro audio speakers.
Yeah, I mean they have a similar look to JTR. You know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
So speaking of speakers, so I had a chance, first time I'd ever heard, and now I'm on a stinking draw blank on Seaton. I've never heard Seaton speakers before. These are active speakers, so Aaron would dig that. But I heard this in the biggest home theater I've ever visited. This thing had a 224-inch diagonal screen. 3-seat, 200. This is a home cinema. This isn't even home theater.
Yeah.
I put a little short on my YouTube channel, and it was basically showing that. I was like, hey guys, YouTube money's doing so well. We're moving here. Here's my new home theater. I've got 2 seats in the back for people I don't like. I got 10 seats in the front for people I do like. He had there was 3 18s up front on the left, 3 on the right, and then 4 18s in the back near field. Dude, crazy. But those Seaton sound phenomenal.
Yeah, was that the guy with the whole row of subwoofers up front? No, there was one that he
had 2 triangular subwoofers up front. Oh, you were talking about you're talking about Scott Newby. Scott Newby has
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that was really just a picture. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. He's got the towers and then he just has 4 18s up front is what it is.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay. Yeah.
No, this guy has a massive room. I mean, massive room, but it was So I just happened to think of that. I was like, Seaton is one of those you don't hear a whole lot about Seaton.
No, that's true.
There's definitely a lot of brands out there, but listen to as many as you can so that you can find out what your ears like. Chris said he wants to hear some Arendelle. Again, something that we don't really hear a lot of because they're made in where? I know it's overseas somewhere.
Oh, yeah, because I looked that up not too long ago. Yeah.
What's weird?
Like the
I
UK
feel like
that's more of a European market.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like there are brands that are targeting more the home theater segment. And then let's say like KLH, right? Those Model 5s seem pretty popular.
Yeah.
But they don't look like they're trying to target anybody who's in the home theater.
It's terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though like if they are good, then why can't you just use them for home theater?
Yeah,
if
there's
you
no
can buy
reason.
one, then you can buy 3.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm actually curious to see you review those, Aaron. The Model 5s, I think they're called.
Yeah.
KLH Model 5s.
Old JBLs, I guess.
Throw those on the Clipple.
I've actually looked into doing that. I can't find anybody with those. I did reach out to them.
Remember, I just hit you up.
That's what I was going to say. I actually emailed him today and said, "Hey, I don't want to call you out of the blue, so here's my info. Give me a call when you can, because I don't want to put some dude on the spot. He'd be like, who's calling me? Who's it? What are you talking about?" So
he knows you.
Talk to Kelly. Kelly will hook you up.
Oh yeah. Soundstage and KLH not great. Review their headphone. Okay, all right.
Who's Zoe's? Oh, that guy.
I got
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. No. I was thinking there's a Zoe's Kitchen. There's a restaurant around. So literally read that as Zoe's. I was like, I don't know who Zoe's is. and then my brain immediately jumped to, well, maybe he spells his name like a girl because like Aaron, with an E. So I always give people the benefit of the doubt there when it comes to spelling. That's good stuff.
All right.
I saw a comment up here that I was curious. Oh, JTR. So I spoke to Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he
get in
actually
trouble. Just get in trouble.
No, he reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in testing his RTJs.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I said I would. So he said he was going to have to build them because he didn't have any ready to go.
Yeah,
I guess right. So so I told him just to reach out to me when he was ready. And I was hoping, because he said it would probably take a few weeks. So what I'm hoping is that I'll get them maybe right after I get back from vacation, because we're going to take a short vacation early October. So but that'll be cool. I asked him how much they weigh, and he said something about like they're really heavy. And I was like, well, I mean, I'll figure it out. I may literally have to buy something to.
Are you gonna buy one of those things that that lift? Like I don't know what they're called, but they're on wheels and they lift up.
They have the hand truck lifts. They have those. I've looked at that. But then they actually you can go to Harbor Freight and buy like a hoist. So you got to put it up on an I-beam on your ceiling, and I've looked at doing that because that's actually cheaper to go that route.
Sure.
You put it onto your ceiling joists,
right?
But you've got to basically put an I-beam kind of installed, because that way you can slide it back and forth. So that's the cool thing is I could slide it out away from the clipple, lower it, set the speaker on it, pick it back up, lower it back, and lower it back down.
If anybody needs to some support on Patreon that deserves Patreon supporters, that's probably you.
Yeah, he hits
to do all that.
I appreciate that.
That's crazy.
So here's one thing that I've always appreciated about Jeff. Like, Jeff is not scared to send his speakers out to be measured. Yeah. He actually wants them measured. Like, third party, y'all measure it. Let me know how they do. Because Jeff, by nature, I mean, he's an engineer himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he designs these speakers. He's passionate about it, and he tries to put the best components that he can in them so that they sound really, really good, and they measure really, really well. And so so I think it's awesome. Any company that says, hey, we've got a great product, well, let's see how great it is. Let's see if it measures well. Man, if you got the opportunity to do that,
I thought that was cool. He actually, one of his dealers reached out to me to ask if I would be willing to test them before he contacted Jeff. And then he contacted Jeff, and then Jeff contacted me. And I was like, sure, man.
So if you end up if he ends up sending you the subwoofer, which I'm assuming that he may send you a sub and a tower.
Yeah, he did mention something about the subwoofer. I told him that I was doing a bunch of subwoofer testing at some point soon. So I don't know if he'll actually send them or not, but we'll see.
You'll be able to hit 10, probably even down to 5 hertz in your room.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Solidly. Yeah.
I've never actually measured what my subs do in my room. So I've got stereo integrity 18s and 4 cubic foot enclosures.
Yeah.
Tuned to 17 or 18 hertz and DIY cabs.
Nice.
But I've never actually measured them. I just haven't. I don't know. I built them and I was like, all right, let's go. Haul them upstairs and I'm done. Which is really funny. I'm all about measurements, but when it comes to my own home theater, I'm just like, I don't care. Just let Odyssey do its thing, or let Direct do its thing. I don't even care.
It's the landscaper's lawn that's a wreck. It's the plumber's toilet that doesn't work. We get it.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question from Johnny E. Question, guys, keep up the good work. Thank you. Cool, what do you guys think about the Emotiva RMC1L? I'm thinking about investing in that processor. I haven't seen too many videos on the RMC1L.
I've got nothing on the Emotiva.
The only one I reviewed was, I've owned the UMC one back in the day. Unfortunately, honestly, it was buggy. I bought it. It was like $550. And then probably about a year ago, I reviewed the RMC one, which came out before the L. And again, it was quite buggy.
What's the difference with L?
What's that? I'm assuming I don't know if they,
L is the fixed version? Or?
No.
I don't know anything about it.
I think it's the amount of channels that it'll process. I think. in the chat, if you guys know the difference between the 1L and the RMC one, I'm wanting to say, if I can remember correctly, the one is expandable up to 32 channels, but the L only has 16 channels. And I say only, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the biggest differences. I don't know what the rest of the difference. If Life of Bliss, I think he reviewed the 1L, I think. So he might know, but if you know, let us know in the chat over there.
Yeah. A couple people actually mentioned Perlison in here, and I replied, but then I thought I'm gonna mention it here too. So, Michael, you brought up Perlison. It was like February or March. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
Talk with them.
Are you?
Yeah. I actually
Okay.
I have another meeting with them.
Well,
I'm wanting to say like in a week.
Well, okay then. So everything I'm about to say is probably gonna be moot. But after that, I reached out. I talked to them about 3 different times, and every time I asked them, they said that they didn't have any available for demo. So these people are asking about it. And I'm just saying, if generally, this is what I'm starting to tell people because I've tried.
Yeah.
If you want to see something tested by me or Joe or Michael or Chana,
you reach out to them.
You reach out to them, and you know, because if it's something cool like that, I'm not going to turn it down if it's being offered to me. I'd be interested in doing that too.
Yeah. Now, all right. So let me
homeboy, Audioholics didn't measure it with a full spin set, though. I don't think, did they? Anyway, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting some in for review. Mine, we're actually looking at doing a home theater tour.
Oh wow, that'd be cool.
An entire Perlison home theater setup. This thing is crazy. I mean, it's got their Mac Daddy subwoofers, those dual 15s. They look gorgeous, man. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. So, but it was a guy on my channel, and I reached out to him like, "Hey, he just bought some. This would be a cool collaboration." So, hopefully, we can work something out where I can fly up there and do one of those on the channel.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. So speaking of that, you just got through doing that full. How many theaters did you do, man? 13 or
so in 4 days. So I flew up on a Friday, came back on a Monday. I flew up on Friday. I got up at 3 a.m. was grabbing my stuff, loaded up. I was out the door at 4 a.m. Got on a flight at 6 a.m. Landed up there, and as soon as Tony and Nick picked me up, we were headed to our first destination. We hit a home theater tour there, loaded up, did the same thing. So we did 2 that first day, 3 the second day, 4 the third day, and we were going to try to do 4 the fourth day, one of them being Tony, the guy that was let me stay with him, but we literally ran out of time. So technically it was 12 tours that I videotaped, 13 that I experienced in 4 days. It was insane. Never again will we do 3 to 4 in a day. We didn't know how much that was going to be. And some of these we were driving like the longest one, I think it was 3 hours. So we would drive 3 hours to get there, set up, demo, listen, hang out, grab something to eat. And then I'd start filming. We'd finish, load up, head right to the next one, man. It was, by day 2, I'm like a zombie, man. I was just so, like, my eyes were just hazed over. I'm like, what is going on?
Did you crash when you got home? Like, were you out for like a day? Oh, okay, really?
So here's the crazier part. So I'm on the flight home, and I'm thinking, I even did a YouTube short, and I said, hey guys, it was the Chicago home theater, man. If you haven't seen that, guys, check that out. It's called Chicago's coolest home theater.
Yeah.
Coolest home theater in Chicago. Unlike any other home that I've ever seen. It was almost more like not a bar, but kind of like a restaurant kind of vibe. You got these pendant speakers up top. There's about 15 of them in there. They've got subwoofers mounted on the wall. There's no like living room couch kind of thing. Super cool. Great folks. There's LED lights in the bathroom. I mean, they've got touchscreen mirrors in the bathroom to be able to go through Spotify and your playlist. It was just crazy dope setup.
That's crazy.
But on the way home, I'm thinking, well, in regards to that one, that night that I got back to Tony's house, I was getting ready to go to bed. It was about 2 a.m. and I'm like, you know what? I'm excited. And so I started editing at 2 a.m. I pretty much finished up at least the rough edit at 3:30 a.m. and we got up at 5 a.m. to do it again the next day.
Yeah.
So on the way home, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be like over the next couple months that I'll, edit these videos and push them out. And I just got this crazy idea. I'm like, what would happen if I edited these and did 13 videos in 13 days? And then I got the crazier stinking idea. I'm like, I never really had the time while we were in these homes to even share like what I liked about it, what was cool, what I learned. And I'm like, well, what if I did the tour, posted at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then in the evening at 8 p.m., post kind of like not really my reaction, but just my thoughts on that home theater. So now I'm, editing and shooting and posting 26 videos for the most part in 13 days.
That's ridiculous.
So needless to say, yesterday I took a day off finally. I told
Yeah.
Joe, I said, man, yeah, it hit me hard. I'm like, okay, I need a day of rest. And so I did.
Okay, so what happens if you go to somebody's home theater and you're not really like, what if it doesn't sound very good? Like, what
You
do you do?
lie.
Well, the thing is I think every home theater can be, you can learn something about everybody's home theater. You might just like how they, they had this issue. All right, here's something kind of really crazy. The one I posted earlier today, we walk in, it's in an apartment. And he's got a dedicated kind of theater room.
Oh, I watched that one. I actually watched that one. He had he's like 3 feet out of like black on the ceiling. And I was like, how did he do that? Because he was trying to make everything reversible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's got to be taped up there or something. Yeah, I did see that one.
Yeah, so he's got velvet on the top to reduce reflection off the ceiling. He's blacked out his curtains. He's blacked out the blinds, but he puts his cardboard box over the AC.
The air conditioning unit. I thought that was pretty clever.
I about died, but it's things like that. It's like, okay, even if you thought his system was crap and you thought, man, the speakers are garbage, you may look at that and go, I'll be dang.
That's a pretty good idea.
You get some ideas,
how he created the just really inexpensive
like an extension, right? Is that what you're talking about?
The gray bars, like the
I don't know what they're called either, because when he's talking
masking panels.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's things like that. It's like one of those things where I think every home theater can be celebrated. And every home, I mean, because granted, every one of them that I listened to, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. There were things I liked about it and things I was like, okay, not quite the sound that I'm looking for, but they were happy. And that's all that matters. I mean, they're jamming, they're enjoying it with their family and friends. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that one.
Byron has a question here real quick. So he says, which one on my channel is like my absolute favorite is Tony's, and I shared that about a year ago. It's the one that's called Most Epic Home Theater I've Ever Experienced. And the biggest reason, I'm gonna share this in a video. I don't have any like footage, like current footage, because that was the one we didn't get a chance to get to during this trip. But Tony has incredibly immersive sound. It's a full JTR system, absolutely incredible. His Atmos is like, I mean, it's way better than mine. There's no doubt, way better. And he's using full speakers, like what Chana was like, hey, you need to get them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Those sound way better than my in-ceiling speakers.
Probably has an Oro setup.
He doesn't. His Atmos. No, his Atmos all the way.
just keep poking the bear.
Yeah,
just kidding.
It ain't gonna work. But the cool thing too, though, so Tony just has the whole package. He's got great sound, beautiful picture. See, I don't go south like that. Beautiful.
That was a double.
Beautiful picture, but he's got D-box seating, which I always thought was hokey. You know what I mean? You go to
I had never heard of that. I'd never heard of that until I saw that video of yours, and I didn't watch all of it. I'd watched that part because I was like, it made me think of like the butt kicker, like the tactile things, but like on steroids is what it made me think of. Yeah.
So think about this. All right, he showed me a scene of Broken. And so Broken, they're in these old, I don't know, let's just say, I don't know what war it was, but let's say it's the World War II planes. And at one point, the plane starts to dive. And right as it starts to dive, dude, your seat leans forward. It's just so subtle, but it's like completely immersive. Then you jump over to something like Fury. And the Fury's got these huge, massive tanks. Yeah. Every time the tank just boom. Well, guess what? If you were in the tank, you're going to naturally,
Yeah.
that tank's going to move backwards. Your
Yeah.
seat, it's like, oh my gosh.
How does that work?
So there's, on his are different. So they have a consumer grade one that has 3 hydraulics underneath.
Yeah.
So the the one that's available to the open public right now, kind of their more affordable one, I think Tony said that the back part of the chair is stationary. So it can go, I think like the front can lift up or down, and the front can tilt sideways, left and right, but the back is always stationary. Well, on his seats, he's got the up and down on the front, tilt side to side, but he also, the back can raise up. So technically, his whole seat can bounce up and down.
You
So
guys,
like say for instance, if you were driving like in a Fast and or Furious 9 or whatever, and they're going across, and it's real bumpy, well, the whole dang seat could be moving. So it's crazy. But on top of that, he's got this wind program. So the guy that had that, Nick, that had his home theater in the apartment. So Nick's a programmer, and Tony said, I got an idea. How could we incorporate wind into my home theater? And so Nick wrote a program. So they physically would go through, let's say the podcast race scene in the Phantom Menace, I think it was.
Yeah.
So when he fires up the I don't know what you call
crappy
it.
movie, the pod racer.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of Ford versus Ferrari. That's a better one.
Okay.
So Ford versus Ferrari, let's say you've got a scene where the announcers are talking and then it cuts to him driving and he's in a convertible. Well, he literally has fans up in the front. The left one hits the left person. The center one that's laid horizontal hits the center person. And then the right one hits the person in the right. So they're aimed directly. The fan has 4 speeds. So he can do eco mode, low, medium, and high. But he has to manually time it to where that air hits you at the right time and it shuts off at the right time. Dude, when done right, it was not gimmicky at all. It was incredible. So to answer your question, what's the most incredible one? That one by far, just because of everything. I've seen bigger screens. I've heard louder systems, and his just literally just all around, just an incredible,
fully immersive
movie experience.
I believe that it was super immersive, but you do know you look ridiculous, like moving around like that, right?
I don't care.
I'm just saying, like,
it makes me think of a game.
The lights are off.
Hey, so you guys got kids? Yeah. Like, you go to Chuck E. Cheese. Remember they have those virtual roller coaster things? That's what it makes me think of. Like, you're looking at a big screen, and you're shaking around, doing like this.
It adds a level of immersion that you can't get at the movie theater. Even when the bay doors open in that same movie in Broken, so the bottom part of the plane opens up and they're about to drop the bombs. Well, think about it. If you were standing there, you would feel the air rush in. Well, now he's got wind that hits you right at that time. It's like, dude, that's incredible. So,
yeah. Now, there's somebody saying about the water sprays. Actually, it's funny. The other day, we were watching some. I had my kids watching like a VR roller coaster.
Thanks, Adir.
You know what I mean? And then I just put them on. I just had them on here, and I was just moving them around like and Angela was spraying them with water. So
nice.
Okay, so
that much you guys, when your kids are like 4 or 5,
have you guys ridden Soarin' at Disney World or Disneyland?
I haven't.
What? Okay, Soarin'. I can't believe you guys.
At least Soarin'.
I can't believe. Yeah, it's like you're
I don't
flying.
go to Disney World.
They lift you up in this. So you walk in, you sit in these seats, and then it's like stadium sitting because it lifts you up and it's an arc, right?
Okay.
And then puts you in front of a big like IMAX type screen, and the notion is that you're flying around. And in one case, it's the United States, the other one is the world. Depending on which one you did.
Yeah, cool.
But they had all right. So Angela, do you remember like when they sprayed like the orange smells of the clovers and all that stuff, and they will spray you with a little bit of mist? That's when you're describing this. I'm like, this dude built Soarin' in his house, basically.
Yeah.
Like, and I think they had that at Universal Studios, where on the Simpsons ride when they had like the baby, and then you smell like baby powder, right?
Yep.
See, now you guys have written that stuff. All right, whatever. I quit, all of you. Yeah, I will say that I think that the wind and stuff might be a little bit much for me.
I'll be honest with
But
you.
here's the thing. I
thought
think
it was
it's
gonna be
cool.
gimmicky, dude.
You got like
'Cause he
fart
didn't even.
smells.
Here's the thing. He didn't even tell me he installed it. He's like, he just started going through demos, and then when it hit, I was like, "What the heck?" But it was, like I said, it has to be timed perfectly. And Tony's a perfectionist, so I mean, it's like it's gonna hit you when it needs to hit you, and it's gonna hit you at the appropriate like volume. So there
Yeah.
were some demos we were watching where wind was just crazy violent. Of course, the fan is on full blast.
What happens if you watch like a love story on that system?
I don't know. Depending on what kind of love story you watch.
Puts his arm around you. Oh, ooh, yeah. That's what the D box is for.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm just saying that what wind is going to happen in that one.
I don't know. I mean,
Certain movies, I think it's probably
somebody farts.
Okay,
You get some wind.
So here's another one. So it didn't even apply to action movies. He was showing me a demo from, I don't know the name of the movie, but it had a gorilla in it. It was like a cartoon, and then there's a younger gorilla, and he busts through the door. And when he busts through the door, you physically see this white cloud of smoke come towards you, and at that point, the wind hits you. I'm like, I'm telling you, dude.
You make it sound like you had like, and then
phenomenal,
after the wind
dude.
hits you. It's the way you changed up your voice, and that was awesome.
It's incredible. It really
It sounds crazy.
It's not gimmicky at all. But I thought,
but obviously it doesn't work with every movie, so it's all pre-programmed and synced up and stuff like that.
So with that,
okay, all right.
Software, he physically has to go through there and go, okay, here's where wind would be appropriate, and here's when I need to start and stop and what speed. So it's all manual at this point.
Tell him to do one for one of your videos next time. Be like, and make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then the wind like hits you, and you hit that subscribe button.
Eventually, if they can find the fans that they were using are no longer in production, and there's certain components that they need to be able to control those with his program, basically. I think they're through IR.
Are they loud at all, or is it the volume of the movie is already loud enough to swamp it out?
No, I mean you're watching action. Yeah, I mean yeah. I mean we watched it with Greatest Showman. There were parts.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah,
this guy has good movie selections. You said Fury, and I was on board, man. Because Fury is, and I actually just watched it again a couple weeks ago. That is one of my favorite movies. It's
really check it out.
Yeah, it's a great movie if you can make it. I don't know. So it's a war action movie, and it's very violent.
Okay.
Some of that stuff sometimes I'm going
quite a bit of language on there. So
definitely not with the kids.
Well,
it's got Shia LaBeouf in it. Great.
If you can't do the system like Tony's, you can always just get some ported speakers, front ported speakers.
Yeah, you'll feel the wind. Yeah,
that's all you need.
There you go. Yeah.
What did I miss? You missed just nothing.
What do you get from the hardware store? Because people, when you say hardware store, that means like you went on a mission for hardware. Because normally you just say Lowe's, and it's like I just got a grab bag of everything. So
he went to a couple.
When you say hardware stores,
he couldn't find the thing he needed at one, and then he went to the other, and then he probably went to like 4 places.
He's looking for like a specific bolt or something, like Ace Hardware. He went to Ace Hardware, or he went to like a local hardware store.
So here's one thing that I learned too, is that just about every one of these theaters that I toured, they all had their demos set up on like a digital format.
Oh, I saw you mention that.
Some of them were using Oppo, some of them were using Plex, some of them were using, I don't think they were using the Zapedi, but that's something I would love to get set up in my theater room. So I went to the Dolby website, and I downloaded all their lossless Dolby Atmos trailers, or not trailers, but the clips, demos, I guess. So I downloaded that. I bought I bought a hard drive. So I'm going to hook this up to my NVIDIA Shield, and I'm going to try and see what that looks like there.
So out of all these tours, that's the thing that you're like, I want that.
I want that in my theater. Yes, because here's the thing. Like if you were to come over, here's what I would do. I go over to my drawer. I grab 6 Blu-rays or 4K discs. I put one of them in John Wick 3. We load it up. We wait 5 minutes, get past all the stuff. Then I fast forward to this chapter. We hit play. I dim my light. It's a non-seamless experience.
Yeah.
Every one of these guys, man, they shut the lights off and they can go from one scene to the next. They put it in like a playlist. That was so convenient.
Well, I
you
see
know, so
some of
I
these
love to be
guys,
able to
they
do that.
have like the specific clips cut out.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Like,
yeah,
Right.
they
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
boom
it's
right to
just a
the
clip.
section.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They all had this. So
Oh, I
what's
see.
nice about this group, they have a Discord server. So
Yeah.
they talk like every day. Like they invited me a while back into it. And so they talk every day about audio and how to do this and how to do this. And
Or maybe they're
Byron
just
asked,
waiting for a Ute man to come in.
well, I mean,
Could
Byron asked
be.
a question, how many use
Ute.
Kaleidoscape? I didn't
Ute.
see Kaleidoscape at all. A lot of these guys were using home theater PCs. So they had all
Mm.
their media stored digitally onto their computer. Um, So, like I said, some of them were using their Oppo and they were using like a hard drive connected to it with like demo clips on it.
Yeah.
That's really what we were doing. We were just doing clips that were already cut and formatted, but they were
Right.
lossless. They were Dolby Atmos disc.
But you're talking about wanting to do that. I mean, so for me,
I would
I
love
wouldn't have a
to be able
need because I don't
yeah, if you don't
demo.
bring
You know what I
people
mean?
over, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I would love to be able to do that just to me,
Right.
So
Ute
Ute
man.
man, yeah.
Did you
Oh, that
mean to
was
say it
fun.
like that? I missed
Okay,
it.
yes. So the joke there, the very first place I went to, he had a screen up and it says, or no, I'm sorry, he went through it was an old movie. Kango, remind me what the name of the movie is because I wasn't familiar with it. And we're watching and it's an old movie. I'm going, okay, where's he going with this? Because I can't see. Oh wow. I gotta scoot over here. I can't see any kind of Dolby Atmos. There's not gonna be any bass in this. And it was the one with Joe Pesci, I think, and the judge.
Oh, my
Oh.
cousin Vinny.
Yes, my cut. That's it. So I didn't see
Yeah.
that one. So at the end, he's like, "And Your Honor, the Utes," and he's like,
Oh
"The
yeah.
Ute? What is a Ute?" And so
That's
he
right.
used a
The
play
Utes.
on. He's like, "Welcome, Ute man."
Oh
That's pretty
man.
funny.
That was pretty cool. But that's where that my cousin Vinny. Yep. So I was
Yeah,
like,
that's got
"Oh,
one of the
that was cool."
greatest scenes of all time with Marissa Tomei
They said
going
it's
on.
a
She was like,
fantastic movie.
that's a BS question. And he's like, oh, it means you can't answer it. She's like, no, that's a BS question. And she just drills the district attorney about
Yeah.
all this car stuff that she knows, blows
Yeah.
everybody away. That's a great scene.
Yeah, they said it's a good movie. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
cool. Byron
Joe
says he
Pesci.
uses a USB hard drive with his Oppo. Okay, he rips the movies, libraries uncompressed. And that's
Yeah.
what a lot of these guys were doing. They would either rip the whole movie of their library, put them on hard drives, or some of them would do a RAID server.
So that's
That
what
gets
I
a
do
little more.
with my Oppo. But I don't have demos, but I've got
Right.
all
You
my
got the
movies
full
uncompressed
movie.
on there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I've just got it, and it's great because then I can keep them on there. And when I get a new one, I can just plug up the computer, drag it on there, and
Nice.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
She was freaking
So-
that too.
yeah.
So
She was. She still is.
I'm okay. If
Oh,
I'm
man.
watching a movie, like if my family is watching a movie or I have somebody over and we want to watch a movie, I don't mind going to the drawer, grabbing that disc, putting it in.
Right.
So to me,
Nobody in my family cares about that stuff. Like
I mean,
that doesn't bother them.
It'd be cool to have like a Netflix thing with Zapedi or Kaleidoscape, but
Right.
I don't necessarily have to have that. But I think just having those demos would be pretty cool. Because think
Yeah.
about it, I have people that find me, they're local, they're like, "Hey, youth man, could I come over and check out your system?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on over."
I'm like, heck no, dude. I don't know you. You got to pass a drug test.
I know.
I'm going to
it's
need to
weird.
swab your nostrils.
Yeah, but every once in a while it happens. So
No, I used to have
Yeah.
car audio meets at my house all the time. You get some interesting folks, but they were always good.
nice. So
I was-
see,
I was
a lot of
talking to a
guys using
guy
Flex.
for the HiFi's AV Summit. I gotta change
There you
it up.
go. There you
AV
go.
Summit, and I was just like, he was pissed. He's like, you know what? You should put it on your homepage. Say no mask necessary or something. No mask required on the homepage. Like, yeah, that is true.
I mean, that's
It
true.
is an
yeah.
online event, so
It's the
If you-
safest trade show
It is.
available.
There you
I
go.
can say that 100%.
Yeah,
No
that's
STDs allowed.
That's a guarantee.
You know what? I wanted to ask you guys,
No,
or
I
the
don't
folks
want
out
to.
there, for the folks out there, if there are any companies that you want to be part of the AV Summit, it's always good when you reach out to them, right? When a few people just contact them, like, hey, I want you guys to be part of this thing. And then when I finally contact them, or Michael contacts them, or John, whoever, right? They're like, yeah, 5 people hit me up about this. Maybe I should do this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I think I told you guys last time, one of the things we're doing is I'm partnered up with Sonic Presence to provide binaural mics to all these companies. So let's say you don't get you don't have a chance to hear JTRs, right? I think you can get a pretty good feel, like a little taste, at least. And I'm underselling it. I think it actually you get a lot when you're using some good binaural mics. And if we have these companies and they're willing to do some demos with these binaural mics, that's what I want to present to you guys. I want you guys to have some sort of experience, and nobody's ever done anything like that before. And so yeah, it'd be helpful. I'm inviting all of you guys pretty soon. I'd say next few days you'll be able to buy tickets. Early bird is gonna be $20, and that's 5 days of the AV Summit.
No.
So do you know who you're having on yet? Can you give us any teasers, or do you want to go there yet?
You know what? Let's just put it this way. A lot of the folks who were part of the HiFi Summit before, because they got something out of it, they're pretty much like, yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. So most of the folks who were there before, yes, but also we want to get a bunch of new ones, right? I want to hear some JTR speakers. Actually, I have, because Tommy let me hear some. He has some binaurals, the same ones. So I did get a chance to hear it that way. But yeah, you kind of get a taste of the dynamics, things like little things that you can hear. So yeah, email these companies, message them, bug them, whatever. And I definitely want to see all you guys. Everybody who's here, you better be there. Or else I'm gonna be pissed.
That's funny.
I'll be at work streaming it on my phone.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll send you a link where you could stream it illegally.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
I'll leak it.
And then I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it on a demo.
It'll probably be on YouTube. Everything's on, we don't hide that sort of stuff, the seminars and things like that. Yep. It's just what is behind the paywall is more like you want to talk to these companies directly. You want to interact with them.
The one-on-one.
I'm sure a lot of these folks want the direct contact for this guy so you can ask him for something specific. We're hoping to get a lot of the, YouTube guys that are on there that you don't get a chance to talk to. I'm pretty sure Youthman will be there, so you'll be able to say hi to him. I mean, you're already doing that now.
He's kind of famous.
Yeah. That guy, I don't know, man. Ever since he went with the D-Box, he's changed.
Dude, it's fun, dude. My insides have been rearranged on some of those home theaters.
That's not good, man. You can put it back together.
There was a question here.
Yeah, are you going to the Florida Audio Expo? Homeboy wants to know.
Typically, I'm
curious.
I don't know when that one is. I'll have to look.
It's in February, but I don't know the date. But unless things have changed, I saw a week or two ago.
I've gone the past couple years. And
you're what, like an hour from there?
Nah, like 20, 30 minutes maybe.
Okay, because it's in Tampa, and you're somewhere from there.
Tampa.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I was mean. I ain't chasing nobody. What?
No.
You got to remind me. Was I mean?
Who knows what he's talking about, man?
Yeah. Hey, no, yeah, maybe
you're always mean though.
I ain't chasing.
Maybe I was, but Byron, you say some crazy stuff.
I think. I know what it was. Remember when you said, "Look, I'm not chasing after these brands. If they want to be a part, they can be a part. If they don't, no sweat on my back."
Yeah,
pretty much. I said that sometime today too.
Oh, here it is. Chris Wyndham, you said that.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
All you.
Chris, you said I use disc because I want the best. Well, what I'm learning, even from Croson, so he's a member here. Croson
he's
says
on vacation. He's hanging out. He's chilling.
It was a lot quieter. I didn't know if that was Chana or Croson.
These guys much smarter than I. They're able to make 1-to-1 copies. So these are legit, zeros and ones. And hey, Chana, what's up, brother? Glad you just landed safely. I wonder if he wore his Iron Man.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
RTS.
That was a good one, man.
Ask him.
That was a good one. I'm curious if I'm on some selfies, Chana.
I bet you he did not.
So
that thing was crazy.
Yeah. So as far as like making those demos and copies, they're literally a 1-to-1 copy. So you're not losing anything. It's a true lossless copy of that. So, but yeah. So I mean, it's definitely different than streaming. Streaming, you're not going to get the same quality as a disc.
That begs the question though, because like a lot of these guys like their Blu-ray players because it does like this stuff that makes it look better. But if you're just using your NVIDIA Shield, then it doesn't do all that, right? So, are you losing? Is it not going to look as good because it doesn't have that processing? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, NVIDIA Shield Pro. I mean, it's nice. So
yeah. Well, man, I said my piece. AV Summit. That was my little promo there.
So what else I got? Gotta go, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I mean, it's about an 10-hour drive for me.
Okay.
So they were going to have one down there at the end of October. What was it? Alta or Alti. It's more like the engineering side of things.
Okay.
But Clipple was actually going to show there.
Okay. Nice.
And so they had actually reached out and asked me if I was going to go. And I was like, well, I'm going to be at Disney a couple weeks before that, so I can't turn around, but I might. But then they wound up canceling Alti. And I think somebody said that they reschedule it and it's going to be in Vegas. And I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
So I won't go. But
well, if you come down, definitely
if I go,
hit me up. And
I'll for sure.
Because I typically only go like one of the days because they usually go like a Friday, maybe a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I just go one day.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't want to take off a whole lot for work. So I was thinking maybe I could work it out too. So my wife was talking about maybe getting annual passes for Disney this year because we're already going.
Sweet.
And if they go twice, then that would pay for the annual pass.
Perfect.
So I was kind of thinking if she decides to go that route, then we may do that.
If you end up going to Disney, so you'd actually be driving past my city. So come over, we'll do some demos. Maybe by then I'll have those demos set up for you. So we'll get easily go through them quick.
Yeah.
And then we hop in my truck and we'll head on over.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that as we get closer for sure.
So the question real quick before we go, Chris Wyndham says,
Chris, appreciate the super chat, man.
Yes. How much space do the movies take when you digitize them? Or not digitize them? What do you call it? Just rip it? Is that the proper term?
Rip it. Yeah. When you take your 4K, if it depends on if it's Blu-ray or 4K.
Right.
4K is going to take a lot more hard drive space. And
I think HDR too, right? Like I think probably the worst would be what is that Will Smith one where it's like 4K HDR, 4K 60 HDR, all that.
Well, so I think that I know that regular Blu-ray was up to almost a 50 just for a full 1-to-1 rip, and I want to say I read 4K was around 100 per rip, just give or take for a full 1-to-1. But a lot of the ones you find elsewhere, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
The compressed ones that even still look great to the eye are 20 or so gigabytes for a regular Blu-ray.
Yeah, so it depends on how you rip it. It depends on
Right.
So there you go, 27 to 48 gigabytes for a 4K. So it just
XD.
depends.
Yeah.
So definitely having big. Good thing is hard drives are cheap nowadays. I mean, you get 4 terabytes, 16 terabytes, and then if you get into the RAID servers, where you have like a box that has 6 or 8 or 10 hard drives in it, and then they just
and then are redundant ones too because you want to back everything. Well, y'all talking about Gemini, man? Is that any good?
No, I didn't see it. It looked hokey.
I'm trying to remember if that's one of those. I feel like I watched it, but I don't remember.
It's basically where Will Smith fights himself, kind of thing.
Yeah. I do remember that. I do remember. I did watch that. It was okay.
Yeah. I didn't.
Did you watch it in the 4K 60 mode? Like where?
No, I watched it on TV with my Air. So for those who don't know, just fun fact: if you have an Apple TV, you can use your AirPods and sync them up to your Apple TV. So if your family is asleep and you want to stay up and you just want to watch TV while sitting on your couch and you don't want to wake them up, you can connect your Bluetooth AirPods, and it's great. I didn't know that until earlier this year, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the coolest thing ever."
Does that do the spatial thing where if you move? Does it do that?
I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried it with
TV. Yeah, I don't
with
know.
TV stuff yet. No, I mean like whatever.
I know it does with the
signal
iPad.
has come off of it. Well, so it would depend. Like the stuff I'm watching is Netflix, or YouTube. So I don't think that doesn't have any of that built into it. Now, if you're watching something that's native, maybe
only
like
on
music,
iPad, only on iPad, iPhone.
Yeah. So I tried it, but on music at least.
You know the movie I'm buying tomorrow. Black Widow.
Black Widow.
That thing
There you
was
go.
awesome, man.
It was really that good, huh?
That story was really good. Like I
I'll
said,
have to watch it.
The movie was good as far as the action, but you would think going into it, be like, oh man, the action was awesome. It was good, but man, I really enjoyed just the backstory of kind of why she's kind of messed up and why she, So that I won't give away any spoilers, but
I'll have to watch it when it becomes free.
I think he just likes Scarlett Johansson. That's all.
Well, yeah, that helps.
I mean,
too.
she's easy on the eyes. I mean, she's not ugly.
When she does the pose,
Yeah,
that girl.
That was hilarious. I like that part.
The other part of that movie was just the comedy relief, and that was hilarious. Shang-Chi. My son.
You watched that, Michael?
I have not. I was supposed to go watch it, but I was on this trip, and so my son and he said, "Dad, we got to go see it. I'm willing to see it again. It was that good."
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He said it's more like Jackie Chan style. He's like they're jumping through windows, and so he said it was really, really good. So Black Widow on disc comes out tomorrow. Yep.
So I wonder when it's going to be available for free on Disney, because we have Disney Plus, but I didn't pay for the Premier Access because I didn't want to pay the $30. I'm curious.
Sure. Yeah,
I
I'm not
watched
sure.
Mortal Kombat this weekend, the newer one
Yeah. Did
on
you like it?
HBO.
I heard it was
It was
good.
it was
It's
better than I thought it
good.
was going to be. Everybody told me it was terrible. So I think it's kind of
really?
like when everybody tells you a movie's great and you watch it going in expecting that, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh well, I didn't think it was that. So, and then I'm watching Enter the Dragon. No, not Enter the Dragon. Birth of the Dragon.
Mhm.
Now, what's supposed to be like the story about Bruce Lee and was it something Jack Man? I don't remember his first name, but anyway, about how the Shaolin monks came over and was trying to get him to stop teaching kung fu to white people, and
Right.
there's a whole backstory. It's pretty interesting. The movie's got terrible ratings, but so far I like it. Have you guys ever seen just Dragon, the Bruce Lee story with Jason Scott Lee from the early 90s?
That's old school movie.
Yeah.
remember
Oh, I
Dragon.
love that movie.
I didn't
I
see it.
love that movie. Yeah. So I've always been into that kind of stuff, man. I think
I
it's
always
cool.
like to watch the movies like with ninjas back when I was in high school.
Oh yeah,
Even middle
like
school.
legit ninjas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like
When I was in middle school, again, we didn't have anything financially. My parents were pretty broke, and so my costume every year for a couple of years,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
take a T-shirt and put it over my head, put my head through this part, the neck, and I would pull the sleeves back, tie it, and it would make like this little ninja. I'd be running around in my pajamas, really, black
That's awesome.
pajamas around the
That's
neighborhood.
awesome.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Touch of Death.
Good
Have you seen
times.
that one?
Touch of Death. I hadn't seen that one.
I don't know.
I think
It
I've
used to
seen
be
it,
like
but I don't
those.
remember.
There were like these cheap ones where like
Oh, like Lionheart, where the dude gets his head chopped off, and it's like you could tell it's like a Barbie doll Ken or something, where it just bobbles off his shoulders. Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
like
those
one
are all
of
the
those ones
same
where they
realm.
make it. It looks kind of like you can't even tell if it's like real like footage. It's just so poorly done.
yeah, it's really
And
campy.
I used to think that like, man, I wonder if that's real. You could just touch somebody and then they die.
I'm trying
I'm
to see.
pretty sure that's not real.
I just
Yeah.
googled 90s kung fu movies. So remember like Double Impact with Jean-Claude.
Oh
Van
yeah, was
Damme,
Jean Claude? Yeah, it was his twin.
Lionheart,
Lionheart was in there. Yeah,
American Kickboxer. See, that was
Yep,
the stuff
that was
I
another one.
loved.
Yep.
Blood Fist. But man, I'm trying to remember the one that had the actual ninjas.
yeah. I don't know,
What was
man.
that
There's so
called?
many.
The
Like,
one
this.
kickback.
All right, let me do 90s ninja movies.
did you say kickback? Like as in Three Ninjas Kickback?
Yeah,
Like the kids?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
I
think
wasn't
Ninja
sure if that's what you were. Yeah, the Tum Tum and
Yeah.
Rocky, and I can't remember the other kid's name. But I always like, for some reason, the part of the movie that stuck with me from the
I
Three
remember the
Ninjas
poster.
was
They're all like flying at the
these.
Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily. Yeah,
Bloodsport.
American Ninja.
Oh,
Bloodsport was a
yeah.
classic.
American Ninja. That
Johnny
was part of-
Cage.
yes. So actually, it was the 80s, not the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I couldn't find it.
And why
Yeah,
they so
American
pissed at
Ninja.
me? Is that
I
that
love
one?
those.
He goes, "Hey, why they
No.
so pissed at?" Is that Kickboxer? Which one was the one where he's dancing all funny? Jean Claude's dancing all
Yeah.
funny, and then like all these guys start attacking him, and he's like still dancing, but hitting him, and like still dancing. And he's like, "Hey, why they so pissed at me?"
I don't know
'Cause
where
they
I saw
say-
it, but there was
I
a
tell them,
new
you say they
movie
know
with
good
them in
fighter,
there.
and they mama have sex with mules or something.
Oh wow! I didn't
Oh,
see
wow.
that one.
That's what he said.
I don't remember that.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said
Kickboxer.
Street Fighter.
See,
no,
you
somebody
know.
said Street Fighter. Snoots said Street Fighter with Jean Claude. Man, that was such a letdown.
Yeah.
That was such a letdown. I remember seeing that in the theater, being like, "Yeah, Street Fighter! Finally, Jean Claude is playing Guile. This is going to be awesome." And Ralph, gosh, I can't remember his name. Maybe it's not Ralph. Oh, anyway, the dude who was in the Addams Family. Remember, he played Gomez. He was Raul Julia. I think that was his name. Y'all don't remember the Addams Family?
Oh yeah, but
Gomez?
I don't know the names of the people that.
Yeah,
play.
yeah. Okay, I was just saying. Do you remember that guy? Yeah, he
Yeah.
played M. Bison in the Street Fighter. Yeah, yeah. See, we got somebody saying Dragon: The Bruce Lee Story is a great movie.
I love all these.
There was one
Tom
on-
Po.
one
Tom
on
Po. No,
Netflix.
that's Tong Po. Yeah.
Tom Powell.
Who's the one with the
Tom
big
Po?
old chest?
Oh, Bolo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Bolo, aren't you?
Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Bolo, man. You know he's got a crazy history. He's still alive too, I think.
Yeah.
I looked it up somewhat recently. I figured like there's no way. That dude was definitely on steroids.
Yeah, that chest was rather big.
Yeah, that
for
can't be
his,
real.
size.
Kung
Right.
Fu Hustle.
Oh man,
Hustle.
this is why you guys tune in, right? We're just like naming off like random. Bolo is from
American
Blood. Oh,
Ninja
Bloodsport.
3.
Okay, I'm getting them all mixed up.
Bolo, man. Bolo was in Enter the Dragon as well. He was in a lot of movies.
Which is
Kung
the one
Fu
where he
Ken
kicks
was
the palm
good.
tree? Winter palm tree. Jean Claude.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? He's training. He's
just-
kicking the palm tree.
I don't remember. Do that
That's
scene
a
again.
Am I
long
crazy?
time
That sounded
ago.
good.
No,
Am I
that's been a
tripping? That
long
that
time
really
ago.
did happen, right? He's
Uh,
kicking
yeah,
a palm
hold
tree.
on.
He was dropping coconuts on his abs. That happened sometime, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
That was
remember
Oh, it says
Kickboxer.
Kickboxer, the tree scene training sequences.
All right.
Kickboxer.
I'm glad.
1989.
Bolo totally natty. He's natty, yeah.
All right, so I gotta.
Like Natty Light? I don't know. What
No,
does
natty
mean.
means like you're like when dudes are all super juiced up and like
Oh,
obviously like
yeah.
he's
Not
natty.
natural.
Let's
He's
see
natty.
if you guys have seen this one real quick.
All right, let's go.
Bolo.
We'll leave you
Boy,
with this one.
no hit back.
This is cheesy.
Oh, yeah, the Volvo
Oh,
commercial.
yeah.
I've had my ups and downs.
Oh, you can't play that.
My fair share
I can't.
of bumpy
Probably
road.
not.
Oh, because of copyright.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
What if I turn
We're
the
gonna-
what if we
yeah.
turn the music off? There we go.
We're not gonna get our $2 from this video.
Oh, I know it for real.
2. I thought it was like 1.
Yeah, we'll split
I
it.
saw-
All of us a quarter.
I dropped a
Speaking of
Kef
split
video
it,
today. I got 36 cents.
Speaking of splitting it,
let's split
there
it
is.
right here, buddy.
Oh. Was this real? Because it seemed like it was. Because it seemed like I saw someone was like, how did he do this? And I was like, oh, so it was real?
Well, here's the thing. They're in
Demonetized.
reverse, though.
Oh, that's hurting me already, dude.
See, we might get demonetized, but I'm pretty sure we don't get anything because of Chana's cussing all the time anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
probably
I
a
mean,
good
So
point.
I thought
That's
that
actually
was
a really good point.
either way,
Yeah, so he's still around every once in a while. You'll see Jean Claude. And
Yeah, that was a
He
Super
had-
Bowl
he had
commercial.
he had some kind of movie that I started watching on Netflix. It's been about a year ago. It was kind of hokey, but it was almost like him trying to become an actor or something. Does that
Interesting.
sound?
That
does
sounds
that
true to
sound
life,
remo-
actually.
Does that sound remotely familiar, guys, in the chat? It's
yes. Chris Wyndham, you were right. You dropped at least 50. That's you're the one who's supporting this entire thing.
Yeah, dude.
Without Chris
I mean,
Wyndham, we probably couldn't do this.
that's right. We'd be owing.
You wouldn't be able to
people
afford
some money.
Tim.
Because every time
That's true.
here's the reality. Every time Chana drops a bomb, like YouTube sends us a fine. So you help us stay in the black. So we appreciate
Yeah.
it, Chris. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And the patrons. Thank you to the
That's right.
patrons. Man,
That's right.
we're over already. So let's
Well, let's wrap it up.
head
man.
out to the after show.
I've actually got a
Well,
jet here.
You got a
pretty
jet.
soon.
I'm
I do.
sure you know what I mean. I'll hang
I
out
think we all
for a
got a
little bit.
jet.
But yeah,
I can pop out for
Hello
a few
from
minutes.
New York.
Cool deal,
what's
man.
up, FOMO? Man, you guys are putting in work over there.
New
I just watched a
York,
FOMO
man.
video today where he got
buddy.
a sponsor from some kind of camera company. He was like, "How does this relate to what I'm going to be talking about?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'll find out later." And I paused it and came on join with you guys.
I think this was the show. It's called Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Oh my god!
Look it up. It's the cheesiest thing I've ever. I didn't even finish it, but I was like,
I'm scared
oh
to
my
look that
gosh.
up.
It was bad.
Just like I'm scared to look up D-Box.
No, it's not. It's not that kind of stuff. It's really cheesy acting. Really, it was terrible. But I was like, oh my gosh, he's trying to like still make money. But
Sad.
I guess
So
you
sad.
gotta love the hustle.
He's trying to still make money. Like
You gotta love the hustle, man.
that guy, he's still trying to make money. That guy.
You know
Yeah,
what I
how
mean?
dare
You
he?
believe
on-
that guy?
But it's
Still
terrible.
trying to do it via acting.
Paying the
Yes.
fine. Hey, stop the FOMO. Appreciate it, man. Hey, tonight we're in the black, man. Chana's not here. He's not dropping.
I know.
them, so,
See.
man, we make all kinds of money.
I'll
Yeah,
make
we
up
get-
for it real fast. Y'all ready? Here we go.
And we will cut to
Outro us, Michael.
awesome, man. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed our time together, man. We super appreciate you guys hanging out with us each and every week. If you're interested, we're going to hang out for a little bit longer, usually about 30 minutes in the after party. So if you're interested in that, you can join us over at patreon.com/daily HiFi. And guys, have a great week, and we'll catch you not really in the next video, but on the next podcast.
You can hit it. You gonna hit it.
That thing.
All right, I'll
Uh-oh.
hit it.
But you
All
got
right,
to be
guys.
looking at the screen. Bye. We still live.